Chapter 716. That's before Yudhir could find a response, either fortunately or unfortunately, the southern swordsman regained consciousness. In the end, it's all because of this bastard. Wait, what? He used the B word? That was totally different from the previous chapter. Flames flickered in Yudhir's eyes. He approached Aton, the writhing southern swordsman, and flipped him over with a kick to his back, swiftly disarming him. In an instant, he twisted the torn sleeve of the enemy's garment to bind Aton's hands and feet, displaying a skill that left onlookers in awe, albeit with an unpleasant roughness that made Aton groan softly. As soon as the man opened his eyes and saw Yudhir's face, he instinctively reached out for his sword. However, the sword was already in Yudhir's possession, leaving Aton with nothing but twitching fingers. Only then did Aton realize he was bound, and clarity returned to his eyes. The first emotion to surface on his face was confusion. How am I not dead? Because I buried you with an air hole. Aton muttered incredulously at Yudhir's response. That's possible. The living proof that it's possible was none other than him. Aton looked at Yudhir, who interrupted him with an answer. His gaze fixed on Yudhir's eyes, which had lost their golden glow as he was not using his abilities. Are you human? If your eyes aren't deceiving you, I suppose so. Yudhir was accustomed to opponents who couldn't defeat him, and thus resorted to accusations of cheating or being out of the ordinary. Even a daring southerner who had secretly shaken the empire for years seemed no different. Yudhir gripped Aton's collar coldly and taunted him. We don't have time for a cozy debate about whether I'm human or not. The truth is, I won and you lost. That's all there is to it. Now, let's have a proper conversation, Aton. Do you know who I am? It was a counter question to gauge whether Yudhir had just bluffing or already knew something about him. Yudhir, detecting the ulterior motives in the man's demeanor, feigned ignorance in his reply. You thought we wouldn't find out about you after you caused such a commotion? It seems you have been involved not just in the Tain Duke's commotion, but also the Herne Second Princess incident. A commotion? Aton murmured as if speaking about someone else's trouble. The crimes of the Tain Duke can't be seen as our fault. He chose his path, and we merely followed orders until it seemed we too might be in danger. The death of Herne's prince is the same. On what grounds do you claim all this as arson? We are members of a merchant trading company here for dealings with the Conche Baron's family. It seemed he was strategizing to feign ignorance now that he was caught. Such words might work in court of law, but not with Yudhir. Is that so? Then the second prince's horse and servant being here had nothing to do with you? Yudhir gestured in a direction, and Aton, turning to look, saw a snorting white horse and 4 southerners piled atop each other, particularly the one at the bottom. After a moment, he coldly replied, Yes, I have no knowledge of that. To my knowledge, that man is a servant of the Conche Baron's family, unrelated to us. Why was he here with the horse then? That's a question for the Conche Baron, not me. If you're curious, go catch them instead of us. Unless it's related to the Tain Duke, I see no reason to answer. Stop wasting time and hand me over to the authorities. Interesting. Yudhir, with a face that showed no amusement, replied coldly. I never said what happened to the second prince of Herne, yet you seem well aware of news that hasn't been announced publicly, insisting you know nothing. At those words, Aton's expression faltered briefly. Yudhir leaned in closer, gripping Aton's collar tighter, their gazes nearly touching. His voice, low and slow, eerily scraped the air. Do you really think we are completely unaware that it's mere luck that brought us here, with only a partial knowledge of your deeds? ... You're caught, so it can't be helped. Despite the obvious, you play ignorant, hoping to quickly be handed over to the authorities. Then you plan to shift the blame onto others and escape from our grasp. Once you're free, you think escaping will be easy? Dot dot dot. Ansuma Mehat, the Wolf's Eye Tribe. At Yudhishthira's words, Aton's brow furrowed in disbelief. You wouldn't claim to be ignorant of this name, would you? Where did you hear that name? The look of Aton's eyes changed dramatically, now tinged with a hint of murderous intent. Learn it from where? It was uncovered by one of the most notorious troublemakers in the cavalry, Finn Eldor, and the diligent Gakane Boulevard, who never missed even the smallest clue. But naturally, Yudhir had no intention of sharing that information. Instead, he faintly lifted one corner of his mouth. You can probably guess where I learned it. A traitor, perhaps? It was natural to first suspect the source for an impossible to obtain information was from a traitor, but that wasn't the case. Yudhir gave him time to misunderstand, then finally spoke. Your dealings with the Tain Duke weren't for mere wealth or minor privileges. You desired a prestigious name to hide behind and a network that spanned the entire empire, didn't you? The item traded with the Conchi Baron's family wasn't trivial either, but rather a significant gift to the next duke. Dot dot dot. Try denying this too. Aton's gaze sank deeper. His eyes swiftly scanned the unconscious southerners around him. He was starting to suspect his surroundings. There must be a few of the Conchi Baron's people hiding in that mansion. After confronting them, I'll gladly send you to the authorities you so wish to see. Of course, then the cavalry will have to return, given your awakener status. Yudhir expected a proper reaction from Aton at this point. However, the silent man's response was laughter. Has he lost his mind? Truly impressive. Yes, now I see. You must be the hero of the cavalry, Yudhir Ale. However, you rarely use more than 2 attributes against us, so I wasn't entirely certain. Had I been sure earlier, instead of just tearing your clothes, I would have killed you on the spot. What a missed opportunity. Who did he think he was, caught and still speaking of killing? Yudhir couldn't fathom his audacity, and the mention of his torn clothes reignited his suppressed anger. This bastard. Just as Yudhir's left eye began to glow golden with anger unconnected to the topic of conversation, a large hand suddenly intervened in front of his face. Please wait. What are you doing? Yudhir halted his movements and inquired. His gaze, which would have normally instilled fear in his cavalry comrades upon meeting their eyes, was met with an expressionless face by Nathan Zuckerman, who replied, Close contact with the enemy increases the likelihood of unforeseen situations, so I would advise against it. Is this too close a contact? Yes, it is, especially in a situation where for unknown reasons your emotions seem excessively heightened compared to earlier. Since we are moving together, I suggest we eliminate any potential risks. Dot dot dot. I'm sure the Duke would have said something similar. Only then did Yudhir understand Nathan Zuckerman's sudden intervention. Apparently, Nathan had noticed Yudhir's personal resentment towards Aton, which had grown significantly in his absence, and wanted to advise against engaging the enemy in such an enraged state. However, to explain the cause, Yudhir would have to mention receiving candies from Cashier. Preferring to accept Nathan Zuckerman's concern rather than admit his anger was due to the broken candies, Yudhir decided to heed the advice. Yes, pointless contact would only make me want to strike him more. After all, we are the victors, and he has already paid for his deeds. As Nathan had said, Yudhir also thought that similar words would have been said by Cashier. Shortly after, his emotions rapidly subsided. Understood. Yudhir released Aton's collar and stepped back. Then, Sir Zuckerman, please drag him to the mansion in my stead. Of course. In the moment Nathan Zuckerman tried to grasp Aton's shoulder, which had been turned over, Aton raised his head. A different expression flickered in his eyes than before. Wait a fucking second. Is he going to self-destruct?